Hello my friends and welcome back. No, I'm not getting ready to punch anybody in the face. I'm just too hot here. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I have here an article and I have actually two articles regarding the same topic and issue. And this is Lazy Truss, the new Prime Minister of Great Britain, below 86 IQ. That's my assessment. Sorry, stamped, send it. And I gotta tell you this before I start reading what she thinks. But actually, let me read to you the title, and then we can discuss. This article comes from the New Voice of Ukraine from September 25th, 2022. West should disregard Russian saber rattling, UK Prime Minister says. So that's what she says. Now I don't know about you, my friends, but British Prime Minister Truss tells allies to stand firm on Ukraine, Reuters, and she's telling at the United Nations the same thing. Now, I don't know about you, but where I come from, or at least the way I was raised, under a certain kind of culture, belonging to a certain kind of civilization, I've been used to being explained why someone takes a decision or makes a decision. And when someone will, obviously in charge of me, will make a decision in my name, I expected that person to tell me the reason why that decision was made. And that reason, that just justification, that argumentation should be obviously the best one, in a way that if they ask me to go and, let's say, give my life for some other country or something, I would need the best argumentation to support that order or something, unless I'm in the military and I have to follow it blindly and so on. So it's just, I was used to being explained, even in school. If someone tells you, pick that up from the floor, and I was a kid, I didn't know why, that's the way you say, because it's this and this is this, because this is, oh, okay, now I learn why. When I grew a little bit older, I started questioning the justification, because I was thinking, okay, but why not that way? And then you got smacked because that's the way it was over there. You were supposed to listen, not to be offered argumentation, even though the general rule was people would provide you with the reasoning why that was chosen. Now this Prime Minister of Great Britain, fantastic, you got her, unbelievable. Next one is going to be a person in coma, your Prime Minister. That's better than her. So, or Biden. You see, they got so low that they got the dumbest people in charge of us. Now, what could be worse than a dumb person? A person that is terminally ill or cannot speak, which is in a coma, or a dead person. So you either vote for a person in coma or a dead person, and there will be this is gonna be Mr. Hey, we ask you, we're not gonna have a meeting here. Are you gonna participate? If you don't say anything, that means yes. He didn't say anything. Let's go. So that's how it works. So let's go and see what Miss Truss, maybe she provides the argumentation why we should ignore what the greatest nuclear power with the biggest arsenal on this planet, when they say they will use the nuclear weapon, we should just ignore it. And besides, I'm waiting for her to justify her statement. Let's see. So I'm going with the first one, the New Voice of Ukraine. According to Truss, the decision to urgently mobilize signals that Putin now realizes Russia isn't on track for victory. Yes, that will tell you what, Liz? Liz, that would tell you that he's very stressed. That means he's in a corner. That means when people are in a corner, they would act even above their strength. You know what I mean? Even a rat will jump at a cat if it's cornered. So, but she doesn't seem to understand that. I think Truss said, I think he has been outsmarted by the Ukrainians. By whomever, doesn't really matter. The situation is as it is. What are you going to do? That's the point. The past is gone. We can change the future maybe, right? So and I'm quoting again, we've seen the Ukrainians continue to push back against the Russian offensive. Great. And I think he didn't anticipate the strength of reaction from the free world. That's you and I, free world. Yeah, let me say something here that's true, and these guys are going to be free world, free to shut the fuck up. So the UK leader, she's your leader, guys. Your leader. Well, it's okay, I got Biden, so I think I'm lower than you, so zip it, Emil. The UK leader added that the West should not heed Moscow bogus threats. Okay, why? Continuing its support of Ukraine instead. Why? Okay, let's use the freaking Socratic, method. Why? And I'm quoting. She's gonna tell us why. If Putin is allowed to succeed, this wouldn't just send a terrible message in Europe and of course huge threats to the Ukrainian population themselves, but it also would send a message to other authoritarian regimes around the world that it's somehow acceptable to invade a sovereign nation. She said, okay, but he said he's going to use nuclear weapons, and you say ignore it. Is this why? He's going to use it. What are you going to do then? We all die because you ignored it. And I can come and grab you from your grave and punch you in your toothless mouth. Maybe that's why I was getting ready at the beginning of this video. I didn't anticipate to get to this point. During her recent speech at the United Nations General Assembly, Truss vowed to keep UK security assistance to Ukraine at current levels or ramp up even further, adding that London won't rest until Ukraine emerges victorious in the war. Now you tell me, how is Ukraine going to get victorious in this war when those guys said we're going to use nuclear weapons? And this guy said, don't trust the saber rattling here. Based on what? Okay, let's say, give me one example, or maybe, come on, let's give me three, because I go by three here. Give me three examples when you can say the Russians said that, and they, then they didn't follow through with what they said. Give me. You can say, well, they said they will not invade Ukraine. Well, they said they will not invade Ukraine if the Ukrainians will not continue to attack the Russian population in the east. So that's gone. Let's say that's one. I give you that, even though I shouldn't. Right? Next one. They said they will not use nuclear weapons. Not necessary. It's not necessary to use it right here. We don't use it. Well, things changed, so the whole thing changed. Under that circumstance, yes, no, this is a different circumstance. This is our territory, and you now are attacking our territory. Now we look at a policy, and it says that nuclear weapons if the territory of our country is attacked. So, you know what I mean? So this is another one. The whole thing's changed. It's not the same issue. Under those circumstances, yes. This is a different circumstance. So now what are you going to do? I can tell you when they were continuously consistent, the Russians. When I said we want to punch you in the face, they punched you. They said three times. They said one time. So I don't know based on what kind of I don't know. She says ignore them. I mean, they're pretty direct in telling you what they're gonna do, and they did something that they said almost all the time. They have a high rating of following through with what they said. And you say ignore them. Based on what? Yeah, you were going to do the same. Okay, ignore them. Remember, she is in charge of your life and on mine. Because by that, those guys are going to do and whatever's going to happen. The American says, we're going to act decisively. What does that mean? Decisively. I took the dictionary in another video I made today, and I clearly defined what decisively. Ending, settling, closing up the whole thing. How do you close up the whole thing? So get your family together, kiss them, because on the 2nd of October we might have some surprises. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.